whether you're a beginner or seasoned rider. When buying a dirt bike, it's important to choose the right size. A bike that's too small or too big can be dangerous and make riding more difficult. So what size dirt bike is best for a 200-pound man? Let's take a look. What size dirt bike is best for a 200-pound man? Typically, a 200-pound man should ride a bike with a 400cc engine. But this is not the only consideration when choosing the right size dirt bike for your weight. Rider's position on the bike can also affect its size. There are 3 measurements to consider: height, inseam, and arm length. Each of these measurements will be used to determine the correct size dirt bike for a 200-pound man. Let's take a deep dive into this. The first one is height. Knowing your height is an important factor in choosing the right dirt bike. This measurement can help determine not only your overall height, but also which part of the bike you'll be sitting on. Generally speaking, each inch of a man's height corresponds to approximately 1 hand length worth of space between his crotch and the crossbar. For example, if you're 5 feet 8, you should try to ride a dirt bike with a 25 inches to 26 inches seat height, plus or minus half an inch. Number 2, inseam. Your inseam measurement is another important consideration when choosing the right size dirt bike. This number determines how far you'll have to slide your butt back on the seat, so that you are able to grip the handlebars comfortably. Inseam 33 inches equals seat height 26 inches 32 inches equals cc 125 cc, 150 cc, or 250 cc. Inseam 30 equals seat height 24 inches 30 inches equals cc 110 cc or 125 cc. The last one is arm length. The third important factor that will affect your choice of a dirt bike's engine size is arm length. Armed with this piece of information alone, you can determine what crossbar spacing your dirt bike should have. For example, arm length 34 equals crossbar spacing 21 inches 23. Arm length 32 equals crossbar spacing 19 inches 20.5. Arm length 30 equals crossbar spacing 18 inches. With these 3 measurements, we've determined that a 5 feet 8 inches man with an inseam of 33 and arm length of 34 should aim for a 26-inch seat height and a 21 to 23-inch crossbar spacing. That means he will need to choose either a 250cc, 350cc or 400cc dirt bike engine size. Confused about the different cc choices? The cc stands for cubic centimeters and it's not as complicated as it sounds. The higher the number, the bigger the engine size. Are there any dangers associated with riding a dirt bike that is too big or too small? So let's just say you buy a dirt bike meant for 12 to 15-year-olds while you're an adult male who weighs over 200 pounds. What danger are going to face? Number 1. The bike can easily brake at high speeds. When you ride a dirt bike, it is not easy getting over the temptation of speeding up. This is because this can make you enjoy the ride more, especially when considering riding on various terrains. The problem is that when you ride a very small bike, you can easily break it with your weight. This means that if you are an adult with a weight of over 200 pounds, it can be very dangerous when riding a dirt bike that is designed for children. Number 2, you might get thrown off the seat during high speeds. This can happen in 2 ways when you ride on top of a smaller dirt bike meant for children or teenagers, while weighing more than 200 pounds. The first one is when you attempt to turn at high speed, and this will result to you losing balance and getting thrown out of the bike. The second case is when you lose control of the throttle by accident and again get thrown off the seat because of excess weight distribution. Number 3, you might get run over by the back tire after falling from the bike. Getting run over by a bike is not something that can end well. This is because it can lead to a lot of problems, from small ones such as getting your clothes torn to major ones, including the possibility of getting run over with both wheels, which might result in your death. The thing about this situation is that if you fall from a dirt bike with smaller tires, the back tire runs over you very easily as it has less ground clearance as compared to big bikes. Number 4, small dirt bikes can be difficult to handle for an adult. Handling is another problem associated with riding a dirt bike that is meant for small riders. While you are an adult weighing more than 200 pounds, the thing about children's dirt bikes is that they are normally smaller in length, width, and height as compared to big ones. This makes them difficult to handle, especially when on top of it if you are not used to handling small dirt bikes. Number 5, you might get injured by the crossbar. Due to having excess weight, the impact is distributed unevenly on the seat. which means that it will be very uncomfortable when sitting. Or you can even get injured by the crossbar depending on where you hit your body. So if you want no injuries at all when riding, then choose a dirt bike instead of choosing one that is too small for your weight. Bottom line is that riding a bike that is not your size is not only uncomfortable, but it can be very dangerous. It is therefore advisable that you choose a bike that fits your weight. One that is safe and comfortable to ride. My final thoughts when it comes to buying a dirt bike. There are 3 measurements you need to consider in order to get the right size. Height is important because it determines how high off of the ground your feet will be while riding, which can affect what position feels most comfortable for you. Inseam and arm length determine how far away from or close to the handlebars your body needs to be in order for you not to feel cramped when on the bike. The dangers associated with riding a dirt bike that is too big or too small may include compromised safety due to being uncomfortable on the bike's seat height, and/or control over its brakes and gears. An inability to reach certain parts of your machine like levers, switches, gas pedal, etc.